Now I know you have we've mentioned some of this, but then let's dig into it. What is your biggest concerns about African development in the 21st century? Why, and any advice or solutions?
Well, I think our leader, I think it's leadership. My bigger concern is the lack of leadership and accountability and responsibility in within our leaders, because they are the one that keeping us, to be honest, behind. Let's put it that way. For me, I would generalize. I'm not gonna take one
I do too.
So for me, this is the things. So if we have like a good leaders that can take us forwards and with good minds in it, because all of our leaders, look, they're all part of the colonization and all those past, they're all that generation of same mindset, whatever. We have to be submissive, we have to do as we told, and like we cannot even put our own pants on, somebody else have to come and put your pants on for you. Those kind of thing. I think as a moment in life, you have to say, no, I want to put my own pants. Thank you. I want to choose what color I want to wear. Yeah. I want to choose that shirt, and I will take consequences of whatever is going to be good or bad. But we have to be free, because people say that Africa is an independent country. We're not independent. We're not. We're still under colonization, under, the whole, I think it's a cover-up of freedom that we have the glimpses of, independence, you're free. But if you see the second layer of it, it's not freedom. It's not. We're not. So I want us as African, the African Union, that's where I'm going to point it out, the African Union, to be a little bit like, a little bit decisive, a little bit, I don't know what word to use, but have a bold to stand out and say, enough is enough. Leave us do our own things. If we make mistake, we
make mistakes. Mistake. Okay. All right. Yes, I do.
So for me, this is the big things, and I'm waiting for that day to happen. And I know it's gonna happen, but when? Let's say be soon. I want to see it. I want to see that.
Yeah. So I do agree that leadership is a big issue. Okay, it's a big issue. And also I say this. If you look at, I don't know about your country, but mine, anybody who is 40 years old and under have never seen a Nigeria that works. Everybody in that country under the age of 40 has never seen a Nigeria that works. Never.
So you see, this is what I'm talking about. So I think
think about it.
Yeah.
We have a very young population of people who have never seen the country work at all. Okay. So I say that my generation, who were opportune to see some things, okay, we're opportune to see some things that worked. But unfortunately, people like me, myself, and other people were not, didn't do our own bit.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that people like myself didn't do our own bit, because at least we saw a section of the country that worked. Many of us left politics. I never voted in Nigeria. That's my fault.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I never voted one. and people like me didn't get involved in politics. So I'm saying that my generation didn't do a good job. Okay, so I blame, yes, the government, people in government who are doing a bad job, and people of my generation are competent. Okay, because most of us didn't do our own bit to help promote good governance.
Yeah.
So I apologize on my behalf and on behalf of my generation to the younger generation for being bad citizens. Yeah.
Well, we all make mistakes in life. Life is a learning curve. I said every day is a learning way.
Yeah.
If we do things, in the past that it didn't work, we need to look at, okay, why it didn't work? What was the problem? And we learn from it and try to correct it.
Yeah.
And make a better decision and moving forward. And a lot of, us in Africa, we seem to not understand that concept of moving forward in a way of correcting. I think we're dragging the part with we're like we're moving with it, like we're dragging. Look at Cameroon.
Yeah.
With Paul Biya. So does that mean a person that was born 40 years ago known only that one man?
Yeah, only one man. Yeah, okay.
So
that's an
how
example.
That person can have a mindset that say, oh, I need to be like an entrepreneur, to do this. I have a different mindset. Because for me, this is like what that teach that person. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, wow. This is one of the reasons that I was talking about leadership.
Yeah. And there's so many of them across the continent. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's deal with this. But I would say, let me see this, if you get this. The only president on the continent I consider at this moment that is doing a good job has been in power for over 2 decades. But yet, if I ask every other long-serving leader to leave, I will not ask him to leave. Who is that?
Oh, it's in which part of Africa, if you can direct me? North, south, west, east, center?
East Central.
Central. Paul Kagame? You're talking about Paul Kagame.
Okay. See, you get it. Okay. He has been serving for 2 decades. Yet, if we ask other long-serving leaders to leave, we won't ask him to leave.
Well, in a way of, because you get one leader that is good, so you don't want him to leave.
Okay.
It doesn't give justice to other in a way that we want to be moving, where we want to be learning about mistakes and things like that.
Yeah.
Everybody need to have a shot. Whatever Kagame has learned or the way he has brought the country that way, I'm sure somebody will be inspired to come and bring that forward. In a way, and apport a different view of every single one of us has a different way of doing things. But in a way, we're all part of this universe where we all bring something. Did you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't agree with, because one person is good, it should stay there.
No. See, now this is not my intention to say it should stay there all his life. Okay, it's not a monarchy. Okay. Democracy is not a monarchy. Okay. Now, but my point is this: we need to revisit the notion of democracy. Okay, in a way that works for us. Okay. Now, see, this is something we actually need to discuss in Africa. Okay. We don't need to do democracy exactly the way the West has done it.
No, we don't. We can even put 10 years, 10 years. That would be 20 years.
Good. We can do that. But see, that's what I'm saying.
You know, out for 40 at least.
So yes, I agree that we don't want one person, because if we allow one person to rule, eventually when that person leaves, the country may go backwards. Yeah, it's possible. Okay, it is possible. So it's good for Mr. Paul Kagame to think about, hey, moving forward, while he's still young, okay, while he's still young, for him to ease himself out and someone else to take over.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something we need to.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. I think in other country you will see they're bringing 5 years or 7 years either way. The same in Africa, that's not long enough because people always fight. They want to stay forever, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why I came to a conclusion. Okay, maybe you can have your 20 years. You can have 10 years and after 10 years.
No,
at the end of the day,
below 20 years.
Below 40, yeah. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
At the time you're 60 or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because if they say, well, you're 40, 70s, you can, you know, at least you did that. You had your fair time of share, whatever you wanted to do, you did it. Fine. And you can go back every time changing constitution, doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
doesn't help. We need to stick to, you know, what we all believe, what the law is in the country, whatever that law is coming from, whatever colonizer or whatever, we have to stick to it and follow through. Respect needs to start for ourselves in the country first before we can demand other people to respect us.
Very good. Very good. This is another subject I don't want to get into, because many people get angry with my own observation. We need to earn respect.
Yeah, we need to earn
respect.
Yeah.
So when it comes to governance, one thing I after observing all those old leaders in power for donkey's years, and the young population of our continent, I've come to the conclusion, this is my own personal conclusion, that we don't need anybody who is older than 55 55 to run for executive office for the first time, so that even if he wins first time, second time, at least he will still be, by the time he leaves office, he will still be below 70. Because we have too many old people running a continent that has the youngest population.
Yeah, because like if in Ivory Coast like that, in our constitution, you have to be 45. No, you have to be 40 to, you know, run for presidency.
Okay, yeah, so, I agree, because we need somebody who is mature.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for me, I'm thinking, well, why you have to put an age in it? You can, why don't you say 30? 30 as some.
No, see,
30 as well.
I will tell you something. The first group of military leaders of the continent were all in their 30s.
Yeah.
And if you check it, they are the same people who ruled as officers, and then they shared their uniforms, and many of those people are still ruling.
Yeah.
The continent today. so we have leadership issues, and it's important that it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing, but yes, you are correct. It's one of the main issue we have in our continent.
Leadership is a big key for developing a country, and well, let's see what the next generation will bring. I'm optimistic, and I'm hoping that, as nobody is gonna be here forever,
okay,
things will change, but I hope the mentality will change with it.
Yes.
That's my biggest concern as well.
Good. So